Hello, everyone. My name is Andres Diaz. Me and Will are back again for a spectacular Marvel Plus talk on She-Hulk episode 4 and 5, and of course we'll discuss later on, bits of the D23 Marvel presentation, and so yeah, that's for today's podcast. Will, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Very good. I'm happy to be back again doing podcast after a very extended vacation.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, so far, I've been enjoying Marvel this month, and man, it's already halfway September. You believe that?
I know that's crazy.
Yeah, two. Oh my god, yeah, 2 more weeks, and then going into October. Um,
Wild. Yeah.
yeah, which is wild. So let's kind of get into the She-Hulk first, and then like after we're done with She-Hulk, we'll discuss a little bit of D23. If that sounds good for you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. That works.
okay. So let's get into She-Hulk episode 4 and 5. We'll be very loose on this. I mean, there was I will say these 2 episodes were like the most comedic of the
Mm-hmm.
bunch we've seen so far, and I mean, I gotta say, I actually fairly enjoy episode 4. I did not enjoy episode 5, but it still has its moments, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm more excited to see Daredevil in the show next week, and see where all that goes if that's very true. So, what's your thoughts overall for these 2 episodes so far?
Yeah. I thought they weren't as strong as I think personally. My favorite episodes so far have been 1 and 3,
Okay,
and I didn't enjoy these two as much, but they still had like moments where they were a lot of fun, um,
yeah,
and like certain storylines that I've been enjoying, or just
yeah,
characters. Yeah. So a mixed bag, but also looking forward to seeing Daredevil soon.
yes. Um, yeah, I will say that I agree with you. I think this is a mixed bag. I mean, I think I kind of expected. I mean, this is, you know, a courtroom procedural with, you know, crazy subplots in him. I think that episode 4 did a good job of utilizing the courtroom uh, setting, and then you got this episode 5 with, Jennifer Dane, you know,
Hmm.
as She-Hulk, and then you got the subplot with Nico and the guy, the friend man, the male friend, is named Puck. Uh,
Hmm.
that like what? Like first off, let's discuss that. Last week, or not last week. I'm sorry. The weeks we did episode 3, 2,
Two and
3.
three. Yeah.
Yeah, we were completely lost about this guy's name. I was like, who? What's
Yeah.
his
I
name?
couldn't
Because
remember his name.
yeah, and then I was looking at it, and I was like, his name is here, uh Pug.
Hmm.
It's just I who like August is Augustus Pug Pugsley. What? I just, oh my god, just one of the
Okay.
yeah, like one of the weirdest names, but for sure his name is Pug, and
Hmm.
I like the actor. I think Josh is uh
He's so good.
yeah,
He's the
yeah,
one that I know from the other two, which is
mm,
like a sitcom that he's in, and
yeah,
he's hilarious. Yeah, he's
yeah,
every time he's on screen, I'm laughing. So,
yes,
and that's been true here as well. He's
yeah,
definitely my favorite part of the show.
yeah, I agree. And he's from Arrow. He played Prometheus in season 5.
Oh,
Yes,
I didn't
I
even connect the. Oh man, that's
yes,
a very different role. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So this is not
Huh.
his first time as in a superhero show. So
Yeah.
it was great to see him pop up here. But he was great in Arrow, and I think he has a lot of potential as an
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I Yeah, he plays a very similar role to this in the other two, and I think that's like
mm,
he really nails that like himbo archetype.
yes,
You know.
I yeah. Oh my god,
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into that because in my notes I will say I did like the Nika and Pug subplot of like what was the subplot, like they're trying to get, like he wanted accessory, like he wanted the Iron Man 3
Right, the
special.
shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I never respect to like this friendship about these two, and
Hmm.
it was one of the best highlights for me for episode 5. Um,
Yeah, that was fun watching them try to get She-Hulk some
yeah,
new clothes. Yeah.
yeah, and of course this kind of connect to when we get to the D23, like it kind of show us how Daredevil gets his costume as well.
Hmm.
As we got the tease from the end of episode 5 with his classic red and yellow costume um, from, oh my god, the early days of Marvel, his early appearance. Yeah, that stuff was really fun. I just laughing when they were wearing their like Avengers accessory, and then they were trying to get in, and then and then towards the end of it is like they're dancing, and then the guy still sees them.
Hmm.
Camera. Oh god, that was a funny moment there. But yeah, I really enjoyed the subplot. I hope we see both of them together. I feel like they're a really great combo for this show.
Hmm.
And see more of this actor. I think Puck, he really has great presence, and we do need more male like stars in the show, and I really like him. And so and he, I just I think the supporting characters should have more things to do. But I think so far I've been enjoying what they're doing with these characters.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so let's get into episode 4. I will say that was my favorite episode so far for this show. I agree with you that I think episode 1 and 2 are better structured. I well, episode 2, 3, I think has a really good like meaty storyline with the Abomination, and then here
Hmm.
you got this 4, 5 being kind of filler episodes, right? Like you've seen with every superhero show or like
Hmm.
any show when they're dealing with their long series arc. There's always like a few filler episodes. This is what we have right now. Like
Hmm.
we have filler episodes, and I really like this episode of centering Juan and this like rejected musician who was part of
Hmm.
the Kamatosh, and like I really like that, and I just love seeing Juan again. I was so happy to see him again here, after episode 3. Like, come on, let's get a Disney Plus show for Juan because he's the best part about Doctor Strange, really. So, but what do you think about Juan and the episode 4 in general?
Yeah, there were parts of episode 4 that I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
I thought everything with Wong was fun. It felt kind of like typical Marvel humor,
Mm-hmm.
um,
I can see that.
but it was still like, I don't know. It continued what episode 3 had of like the show feeling kind of like a Saturday morning cartoon where you just have like the
Yeah.
silly weekly episode.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I enjoyed that feel. I enjoyed like getting that kind of uh,
Yeah.
like tone in a live action uh,
Superhero show.
production. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Mm.
I don't know. Uh,
Well,
the
I.
dating stuff I liked.
Mm-hmm.
I liked some of it. I liked the writing with the guy that she did end up taking home.
Yes.
I forget who that actor is, or I forget, he's someone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it for the most part.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Is it
but
uh, Arthur? That's his name.
it sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I think this episode, well, it's very funny about the show. Like, I I I just saw these episodes today and taking notes.
Hmm.
It's funny how these they have this interconnected plot lines, but like it's not the biggest appointments. Like it's not as important as the comedy for this show. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
You know, because next episode, like we get a payoff for this from the dating thing, for
Hmm.
She-Hulk trying to obtain her a legal name of She-Hulk
Hmm.
from Titanium, and I just it's very funny how this meaty sample of dating becomes like it gets paid off in the next episode. It's just like I seen that with a couple of shows. Like I don't know, you've seen Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman.
No.
Okay, I'm currently watching that for a project, but
Hmm.
I will say when we get into like when they enter season 2 onwards, they start doing this heavy like long series arcs, but not the way we have it today. But it was different back then. There were like episodes where they had these mini subplots when like Clark was dating someone because we want to make this like love triangle against Lois, and then we did it again where Lois dates this guy, and then we make Clark jealous. It's like you didn't know how important it was going to be because they kept it so like low key, and
Hmm.
this is what the show's doing. Like they're keeping these plot points so low key. Is like, oh, I didn't expect them to be payoff. Like you can
Hmm.
easily forget about the dating thing after episode 4, and it's like, um, I will say, the guy that She Hulk does end up taking home. I like the person. I was very mixed in when we get into episode 5, or like when we into episode 5 with the court, where he say he likes She Hulk over Jennifer Walters.
Yeah, that's where it
Yeah, that was where I
lost
was
me
like,
as well. Yeah.
I, I, I mean, it does connect to what like Jennifer was doing the dating thing. Like it's actually pretty good if you think about what's going on with the whole arc for Jennifer for this season. She is still not comfortable with her superhero persona yet,
Right.
and she just wants to live a normal thing. And I like actually one of my notes. I say I'm still impressed about the consistent tone and the court procedural in the show, and I'm still impressed how they're being consistent with Jennifer's arc this season. Like
Hmm.
you see, she's still not like wants to be a superhero. She wants to be a normal anonymous lawyer, as she say, like episode 3,
Hmm.
uh, and but then it's kind of like difficult for her because when she started to to use She Hulk for the dating thing instead of her real name, it's kind of interesting that people care more about that than the real person. So I
Hmm.
see what they're doing. It was just the way, like, we just nonchalantly, like, yeah, I like She Hulk, but I'm not gonna date, Jennifer Walters, the person. It
Right.
was very harsh. You know?
Yeah, and it feels weird because that's like a really like mean thing to say to someone, and then
Yeah,
for in the next episode, her to it seems like she like forgave him a little
yeah.
and
I
like was like still interested in him maybe.
Yeah,
And it just feels weird. Like I get that they're trying to go for like she's learning to accept that She Hulk is a part of herself,
right.
but it's you feel like you shouldn't do that by like being like the person you were before is like bad and ugly and wrong.
Yeah,
You are She Hulk now, and that's
She Hulk.
awesome. Like I think that's a weird way to
Yeah,
go about that.
yeah,
And then it felt like they were kind of like leaning toward that by having this guy like not like human Jennifer Walters
yeah,
and only liking She Hulk, and that not being like a deal breaker.
yeah. yeah, it's so weird. It's like the opposite of Lois. Like the situation, like Lois, like she's like, I mean, sometimes in Medium, Lois Lane,
Hmm.
I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
she always is very bullish to Clark,
Hmm.
but when Clark is Superman, she's like what's the word? What's the face? Like fallen in heels to this person because how, you know, I mean, Superman is confident and handsome, and
Hmm.
like it, and we're doing the like opposite of that here, where like, oh, well, actually, we're kind of doing that. It's just we're doing it in a different gender. We're flipping the genders there, right? Like, it's
Yeah,
I.
I
It's
don't
just
know.
weird.
It would be like if Lois Lane like knew that Clark Kent was Superman and then just did not care about him as Clark Kent.
Yes, yes, I know. Yeah, and then it just makes her be very selfish. You know, like that's like the whole issue with the Mary Jane and Toby Maguire's relationship. When she, well, I mean, Spider-Man 3 has problems, but like when she knows his secret identity, she, like she doesn't, like she's jealous of his fame and just like attention. Where in her side plot in Spider-Man 3, she gets kicked out of Broadway. Blah blah blah. It's just like, I don't know. It should never go to the selfish route, but this is not going there. I don't think it's going to the selfish um like route for She-Hulk, but like it is dangerous because it is coming out like image, like shaming, really, right? Like
Right. Yeah.
I I I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I, that's one of the things weird about the MCU. Like, I just wish we still kept some of the superhero trope traditionals because, like, this. I mean, the MCU hasn't done the girlfriend hero relationship properly, and this one just sticks out so, like, just so weird.
Hmm.
I just but to get out of this, I think it was okay. I think this moment could maybe indicate that she maybe feels comfortable with She-Hulk a little bit more. Like, like
Hmm.
how if she's gonna get a normal life and have someone she really cares and wants to be with if they're not instant on her, and like She-Hulk is giving her the benefit, right? Think about it.
Hmm.
She-Hulk, this thing has happened to her, and guess what? She lost her job, but she gained her new job because of She-Hulk, and then you know, is getting her high profile, things that you want to have as a lawyer, but that takes time. But with She-Hulk, it's like it just went quickly, and then the dating thing is like, oh, okay, let me use the She-Hulk thing, and like I think now she'll realize that this like this powers is actually been beneficial for her in her life now.
Hmm.
So we'll see how they go with that. I will say that I do like the little inserts of Jennifer's family into the picture. Like,
Hmm.
I really like the dad, like trying to keep the house like very secure after what
Hmm.
happened with the wrecking crew. Like that, I really like. And then was it her brother, right?
Yeah.
Where
Hmm.
in episode 5 came in and tell her to sign this well the titanium She-Hulk product that she was doing, and then she's
Right.
like no, and I love the moment where she just starts to like fall agony, just crying the pillow in her couch. It's just, oh my god, it's so funny. Man, Titanium is doing a really great job this season. I've been enjoying the breaking the fourth wall. I think it's been, yeah, pretty good. Nothing special, nothing Deadpool like. Um,
Hmm.
I think she's been doing an awesome job, and she's doing really great with the physical comedy. By the way, speaking of mid credit scene, I forgot what was it the weeks ago. She has this famous person, and they had this dance in her
Um,
office, and
Megan Thee
like,
Stallion, yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of glad we didn't talk about that because that traumatized me a little bit. But
Okay.
I just want to bring up, I think that was just funny, but I was like, oh, okay, I was expecting that, but hey, comedy show, so it is. The boss, I still like the boss. He's like such a great no nonsense character.
Hmm.
Like like he's so everything around him he doesn't care. Like he's so what's the word? Maleficent. What's going around him, but like it's just I don't know. Like I just love him. Like he's great. I don't know what's his name, but the boss from Jennifer's firm. Um, it's just
Uh,
this. It's too many characters. We love.
yeah, I forget what his name is too, but
Yeah. But yeah. Uh, let's get into Ford, the villain, sort of the magician, Donnie Blaze. Were you confused? Like that was maybe the brother for Johnny Blaze, and then it wasn't. Like, did you have that moment?
I definitely did like notice that the names were very similar. But I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. It does sound like a magician name.
Yeah. I
So
guess
I
so.
think it was just a coincidence.
Yeah. So I want to get into this because I can understand why this was a mixed bag for you. The reason I loved episode 4 was the the musician gags and just the overall just like jab at magic
Hmm.
is just so funny. Like when we get into the actual courtroom scene where Juan and Jennifer's trying to stop him, and then you get these funny gag moments of like we got this funny like discovery that the lawyer is also a musician.
Hmm.
And they do the rag coming out from their sleeves and like they're doing the magic in court. It's I was so like laughing out of my butt, and I was like, oh my god, what was going on? And then they do the rabbit trick, like they did it the well they messed up the rabbit trick.
Hmm.
It was funny, and then I love the judge saying stop uh, throwing the was it the gas bombs that you usually see in the musicians. Like oh my god, and Donnie's mentor is funny as well.
Hmm.
It's oh my god, that whole course scene of the magic thing. It was just whole hilarious. And oh, and then him using the middle finger as a magic trick. It was just funny. I just love that whole scene. It was just, and then the crazy girl that Donnie
Hmm.
displays, and then saying Juan, the nickname of Juan she's given to him is so
Hmm.
funny. Oh
Yeah.
my god, this whole episode, that whole episode was just so comedy level for me. It was just funny, and I don't know, and then also her rooting the Sopranos thing to Juan
Hmm.
was funny. Oh my god, this was so great. It just was a great like it felt like a comic book issue that I can definitely see as like a funny single issue. You can see in the stand like a standing or something like that in stores and stuff like that. You know.
Hmm.
So but yeah, so I thought that was really great. But episode 4 was like, and just in general, seeing Juan being a sorcerer supreme, I like how he was very concerned about what he was doing, especially him opening those portals because he's like allowing these creatures to get in, you know.
Hmm.
And it was cool to see him make a mistake and letting these demon creatures from another dimension. It was just like great, just like accidental like villain plot that makes sense, and it was cool to see. I just love the line Juan says towards the end of the episode, like I feel like I'm your dad to She Hulk. Like I don't know, you caught that one.
Hmm.
Oh my god, that was funny. Yeah, it it was just great, and yeah, and I like how. Oh my god, yes, I remember when they meet Donnie and him at tour for the first time, like the first time we see them together, in their fear. Towards the end of that, Juan does a magic trick, and he I don't know what he took out from his mouth, like a bowl or something. Like it looked metal.
Mm-hmm.
That
Um,
scene. Uh, do you know what I'm talking about? That like
I remember. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was, but
it was so weird, but it was so funny. He did a magic trick at them and say, "Here,
mm-hmm.
this is magic." I don't know. It was just funny how they just like jabbing at magic and how just silly he is, and then versus the actual magic from Doctor Strange. It's just it was very funny. Um, I guess say more. So more one was fun to see, and what else we had from episode four that I'm missing? Did I miss anything from episode four? Will um
not that I can think of.
yeah, it was pretty tame.
Mm-hmm.
We discussed the dating game, the dating thing. And yeah, because I think with this time we can go into the episode five. I for episode five we get into a important She-Hulk character, Molly Book. That's a major character from the comics. I think she came around during the Dan Slott run for She-Hulk. I think she was really great. I really like her interaction with Jennifer and Nikki, and um, I kind of first off, like she's like an enemy towards She-Hulk in the comics. And episode five, I'm having mixed singles. What they're doing with this character, like,
Mm-hmm.
does not like She-Hulk, or like is she terrible? Like, can you help me?
I think
To,
they're gonna just have like a like friendly rivalry.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, that makes total sense. uh, I I I don't know. Because this episode was weird. Like, what was it like when they were in a bar drinking, alcohol? Like,
Mm-hmm.
did she? Well, because Jennifer thought we're gonna become best friends, and what was her response that moment? Like, say, "We're not friends," right? Like, because oh my god, I'm
I
blanking. What
think it
she?
was like um, she just kind of like shrugged that off, but
Okay,
it wasn't like a malicious thing. It wasn't like she didn't say we're not
friends.
friends. At least not in
Okay,
a way that was like
okay,
she hated her. You know,
okay. Yeah, she was more like, oh, okay, like,
like I don't. Yeah, like I don't think we're friends, but not in
okay,
like a. But not in a I don't like you kind of way. Just like a
okay,
kind of indifferent. Yeah.
okay. Because I was a little like confused because there were so many plot lines that was going on for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like we of course mentioned the Nikki and Pug subplot of them helping the She-Hulk wardrobe thing, and then you got the She-Hulk name uh, legal thing that was going on with Tatan. I was very happy to see Tatan back in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I like the slow build as uh, as the rival for She-Hulk. I kind of wish we had more action, really, for this episode. I kind of wish when she lost that, the judge, she should have just like punched She-Hulk and have this fantastic superhero fight, but it wasn't that. But I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But of course, it was funny. The person that She-Hulk dated from episode four was a client for Molly Brooke. That was funny. He was like a film director. Um, I thought he was very funny, and
Mm-hmm.
just yeah, it's a cute connection. Um, of course we get big one for episode five. So we're getting teases of Daredevil. I think would be a good way to wrap up episode five because
Mm-hmm.
um we get Luke Jap uh Jack Coxon or something like that. He was like the Incredibles Agnes superhero
Mm-hmm.
fashion designer. Very fun character. I like it. Um, uh, when She-Hulk and Nikki enters in the room, there's a very quick glimpse of Frogman.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting his costume. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, I saw. He's leaving just as they come in.
Yeah, and was he wearing his costume or just he was like
No, he had it in a bag over his
oh
shoulder.
oh man, that's just I somehow I missed it and I had to rewatch it
Mm.
to catch that. Yeah, so I mentioned that because I guess he's going to be a main villain for next episode for Daredevil. I guess.
Yeah,
For
probably
this,
the two of them teaming up,
yeah,
like Daredevil and She-Hulk. Yeah.
yeah. I because I guess he's like a villain for Daredevil, or I don't know. It's just it's kind of weird, but
Mm-hmm.
anyway. So we got that, and then of course the tease. Towards the end of the episode, we see the helmet for Daredevil, and how does Daredevil know this person? Like, is he like the new gladiator for the show? I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we'll even get into
Interesting.
that, but
Yeah. Um. Yeah, but I guess something else. What else do we have to mention for episode 5? Is there any subplots in episode 5 I need to mention? Um.
um, well, we went over Luke. Let's see. What were the other subplots?
Yeah. Hold. Oh, wait. Let me see for my other notes.
Yeah, we went over Walters and Book. Yeah, I think that's it for subplots. If you want to get into the Titania storyline.
Yeah. I guess. Well, yeah. We didn't want to down to that. Um. I like it. I think it was a good way to like get into the like the elephant in the room about Jennifer embracing the name She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
I because she kind of doesn't like being called She-Hulk, and I like how she had to question and dabble that that's part of her life now, and in a very comedic way, someone's using the name and they're trying to fight for illegal possessions.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought what Titania's doing was a really clever villain plan. Actually, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised none of the superheroes like ever faced that for a supervillain. So that was neat. I think it was a good contrast to like what Titania is like, because Titania is like the opposite of She-Hulk, where she
Mm-hmm.
likes being a supervillain, and like she's like a social media influencer, and where Jennifer is like the opposite of that, where she's
Mm-hmm.
more introvert and well not introvert, but like likes to keep low key and all that, and she just wants to have a normal life compared to being a superhero. So I think that whole subplot really did a good job of contrasting that. And as mentioned with the dating thing, she starts to think more of like, okay, maybe this role, this She-Hulk name is benefiting me in the long term,
Mm-hmm.
Despite how weird that court guy was, why he say it was weird, but but I think it got to the point what we were saying about She-Hulk overall for this series, I think, because she's not yet embracing the superhero thing, because she's not with the Luke thing. He brings him like a very black cover, and that's I think is the suit she's gonna get.
Right.
The So she will slowly embrace this more. And I don't know if you've seen this one clip of Matt, because he's talking about how her being in the system will do more good
Mm-hmm.
compared to what he's doing as a
Yeah.
superhero. So I really think the Daredevil thing will be really great, because it will help bring this like wants to resort to like a very consistent and satisfying way for her to become Shigo officially. You know,
Hmm.
so I really like that about that subplot. But yeah, other than that, I think episode 5 was okay. I didn't like it. I think it was just too many subplots they were juggling, and I just think there were some things they could cut out. I don't think like despite I like the Nikki and Pug subplot, I think you can easily rewritten that into more just like simple and
Yeah, you could
pointed.
have trimmed it down.
Yeah, trim it down as possible. You know, um, but it's a good way to introduce her to and then Daredevil in general. So that's
Hmm.
great. Any more thoughts, Will, for the episodes?
No,
Um,
I think yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see Daredevil. Is that next week, or I guess
uh,
this week?
yes, this week, yeah. They've been very yeah because they've been showing his clip from D23, so
Okay.
it has to be that. Let me see. Oh, well, they haven't released the titles for those episodes, so
Yeah.
we have to wait for
Normally, yeah.
yeah
Normally they'd have a trailer for the next one by now, I think. But
yeah Ooh, yeah so uh, just seeing Matt the clip that I mentioned, it seems like that's gonna happen this week, and especially the tease we got, so it makes sense that that's the next one.
hmm.
So and as when we get into D23, I think Charlie Cox mentioned that this he's only going to appear one episode, so don't expect too many episodes for Daredevil uh, to
Hmm.
the audience. So yeah. So are you?